Hey all, welcome to Treck. This is Raj here, and welcome to our live stream. We start at 3:30 daily. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see if some of our other folks have joined up, and I'll get started momentarily. Yep, I think we are ready now. And I wanted to talk to you about a few things that I had spoken about in the morning session. In the morning, I was talking about CBS results being great. Modern also posted great results subsequently. And all of that boosted the sentiment for today, in my opinion. And we also had reporting from Editas. And it was quite a positive report because quarterly EPS for Editas came in at negative 78 per share against an expectation of negative 84 cents. They also improved their performance for the same quarter last year, which had come in at 81 cents. So compare last year, same quarter at 81 cents negative to negative 78. So it's an improvement quarter over quarter, year over year. So overall, that was a good news for Editas. Hi, Inf. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Editas revenues were also better. They came in marginally better than expected. They came in at 6.36 million for the quarter. It's not marginal. I'm mistaken. It was almost 20% more than what they expected. The expectation was somewhere around 4.2 million, but Editas came in at a revenue of 6.36 million. So both of that boosted Editas share price today. And also overall, the biotech and genomic sector got a very big boost. So most of the shares were in the green for the day. So that's the best news that I have to share with you. And I thought I'll start the live stream with the best news. Hello, Inf. Yeah, it's a mini party today, it seems. Inf. Jesse is away fishing, so he told me that he won't be here for this week. So I thank you for giving me company. I'm going to continue with this session, and we will have interaction in between. I can see when you send me a message, I'll respond to that. So continuing on the things that I was talking about, yesterday we received the ISM Non-Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, which showed a surprise rebound in July. So the PMI index came in at 56.7, above 55.3 from June 2022. That is the previous month, but also higher than expected readout of 54. So overall, much better performance in the PMI. That is also added to the positive sentiment. And yeah, it's nice. And it's a special session for Inf. So yeah, so PMI also came out nicely. June factory orders also came in better than expected, raising 2% against an expected gain of 1.2%. So that's a 0.8% above expectation. That I think is a superior performance. And I want to talk about another topic that I spoke last week, and I'll like to. Hey Ben, welcome, Ben. Happy Wednesday. Happy to be here. Nice couch and plant. So last Friday I was talking to you about hey Ben, I spoke about Editas doing better than expected. So Editas share is up. Everything Modern also did better. So our genomic side is way better than we would have expected. So very happy about that. And right now I want to talk about a topic I spoke about a few days ago when we were talking Intel's results. Intel had warned that PC market is dissolving. And they said it is because corporate refresh cycle is getting delayed. Now we have AMD also confirming what Intel said. So I'm thinking that this is against the logic. I want you guys to just weigh in on this. I don't buy it because software gets more powerful. We know that as soon as we buy the iPhone, within a matter of 6 to 7 months, the phone starts becoming slow. Same thing happens with PC. Because software gets updates, and updates make it more powerful and more CPU consuming. And therefore, imagining that corporates will be pushing back the refresh of PC much more. It's not realistic. They can push back to a certain extent, but after a point of time, they have to do a refresh if they want to maintain their level of service. So that is point number one. Second is we are looking at getting in from a two-dimensional internet to a 3D internet, which is going to be the meta environment. So you need a lot of graphic computing, and in order to produce content for meta, also you need heavy computing. I don't expect that would come from handheld consoles. You need PCs for that, and you need power, a lot of power to get that done. So that's going to be another issue if PCs are not going to sell. And also gaming is improving a big deal, and people who make games also need good powerful chips and a lot of power, which cannot come in any other factor other than a desktop. So I'm thinking, given all those things, and also a lot of content producers like me, I can't imagine producing my content just using a phone. I need a desktop to do the editing and everything to make a decent video. So I'm thinking that we might be surprised next quarter by these PC companies when they report. That's what I'm thinking. What are you guys thinking about? Okay, I'll wait for your feedback out there. But that's what I am thinking. Where maybe next quarter we'll see better than expected results from our PC chips manufacturer, because there's going to be a lot of money being poured into semiconductors in the US. So all these things don't sit very well with me. I mean, on one end we are increasing our microprocessor capacity. On the other end, we are saying there's going to be a drop. You're waiting for Western Digital to report. Okay, let us see what happens with Western Digitals. And another news item. Yes, it is more of a cloud and software rally time comparatively. And as many employees have enjoyed commute-free work days, less stress and work-life balance, their employers have also benefited from remote work. This is what a new article says. And they are saying that this leads to lower wages and still employees also being happy, because the whole cost and time of commute has been reduced. People are no longer spending as much on gas commuting from work to home and home to work and so on. So that might be preventing wage inflation. That's what the news report said. And that is in a way kind of suppressing the inflation. I buy that, because many people who actually work from home and don't go to office any longer, and especially consultants who used to fly all over the place, all those things are being curtailed to a good extent, because I have seen many of my friends, they are working from home on implementation projects with clients, and the demand for being on site is significantly reduced. That's what I am experiencing here. Yeah, Ben was here. Ben was here for a short while. Let us see. He's still around, I think. Ben is still around, if I'm not mistaken. He must be busy with something else. He's doing a parallel processing. So it seems that around 38% of employers have expanded opportunities to work from home, and it is expected to go up further to 41% in next quarters. So I think when people work from home also, I don't expect them to be working from iPad or something. They will definitely need at least a laptop. So there should be demand for PCs and chips also in the same order. So I think that's what's going to happen. And this wage growth, which is not happening much higher, I think we should also put this factor into place, so that when we look at real wages versus the increment that people have got versus the inflation, I think a little bit of padding is coming in from the fact that people are not spending on breakfast and lunches outside, and on parking and on gas while commuting to office. So all those things put together, I think there's a bit of camouflaging of purchasing power. So maybe I have overestimated the reduction of real wages. It's better than what it seems. That's the conclusion I draw from that news article. no news on inventories, but I have some news items regarding inventories. Maersk recently spoke about that in their quarterly earnings, so I'll get to that. It's part of my items that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So a news item from earlier this morning is exactly what Bullard wanted to see, and this is the perfect segue for this news article. Maersk said today that it expects a slowdown in global shipping container demand in 2022 amid weakening consumer confidence and supply chain congestion. The company also warned that warehouses are filling up, especially in Europe. Maersk is also considering is being considered as a barometer for global trade. So many economists look at Maersk report to get an idea of whether the global trade is accelerating or decelerating or being flat. And they said that they have loaded 7.5% fewer containers onto ships in the second quarter versus a year earlier for the same quarter. So announcing an expectation beating Q2 performance, they gave all this information. So they already did better than before. And they are saying that going forward, this is the outlook they are looking at, and they performed better because they got higher fares to offset the costs, and they were able to increase their margins. So that's why they were able to do a better Q2 performance against expectation. But they are warning that the quantum of shipping is going down. And I think this also means that Europe is going to be facing a bit of problems in terms of recession. If their warehouses are getting filled up, then they're going to have a supply glut, and all of those things are going to wane. We'll have to see what happens in the Q3. At least for Europe, it's not looking good, but out here in North America, it's looking pretty good. And OPEC today promised a small oil production boost. I think the lower oil price and the dropping shipping loads should show up in the next CPI reading, and that can make the Fed a little more dovish. That in turn can boost the market. That's what I'm thinking in. And interesting. Meanwhile, filled warehouses on European ports could indicate recessionary forces in Europe. That can add a chill to the global economy. And the countries that are exporting to Europe are likely to find that to be a bit of a problem, because on one hand, they have increasing US dollar strength compared to their local currency, so their imports are becoming more expensive, and the exports are cheaper. But if the warehouse is already full in Europe, then European imports are going to slow down. They will have to first clear out the warehouse. So there could be a chilling effect on countries like Bangladesh, which exports a lot of apparel, for India also, which does a lot of manufactured exports, and also for China. So those are the things that I could think about as a result of the Maersk report. And Ishkadesh, hi Ishkadesh, welcome. We were waiting for someone else also to join us. Infos looking at Ben. Ben came in between and then went away. So nice to see you, Ishkadesh. I hope you're doing well, and thanks for taking the time to join us. Really, really happy to see. Yeah. So I'm trying to keep the momentum going on with this live stream, and when I get good buddies like you out here, Inf and yourself, it's still. Oh, thanks for joining us while still working. So I think you're watching us from your cell phone or something like that. So much appreciated, Ishkadesh. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. We have got around 17 minutes left before the market ends, and yeah, Bitcoin. Oh, speaking about Bitcoin, there was a news that I read just before coming onto the show, and the news was basically that Solana has been emptied out of many people's wallet. That is a hack that has taken place. It has been traced to just 4 wallets. So it's a small hack by a single person, but it's been a hack on a lot of Solana. I'm afraid to now plug in my crypto wallet and check my Solana balance, because I'm not sure whether if I activate my wallet, I might lose my Solana. So I'm just going to stay put, or maybe I'll wait for more press releases to see what happens. I think people lost big money. Yeah, I mean, the bad players are making it a bad rap for crypto. Yeah, Yeah, I was into Solana. I thought it had good price action, but I'm deeply negative in Solana. So now, even if I lose the Solana that I have, I can just write it off as a loss. It will be a big amount, but it's fallen significantly already. So it's like one of those things that you don't want to look into that room at all. It's that situation. So I'm not looking at my crypto balance at this point of time. Fortunately, Bitcoin is still showing some life. And in my opinion, Bitcoin is still on the right trajectory. It's on a bull trajectory, so I'm happy about that. And let me show you the Bitcoin area. Let me first shrink myself. I'm going to shrink myself into a smaller Raj here, so that I don't hog the space when it comes to our TradingView platform. And here we are in the TradingView platform. And let me go there, and let me get the chat window on the side for me so that I could see what is happening here. And in this, I'm going to go in for Solana. Let's go into crypto. I'm going to go in for Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is what I wanted to see. And here we have the Bitcoin here. And if I look at Bitcoin, I can see that it's on a bull channel still. It's actually broken out of a bear channel and it's gone onto a bull channel, and it's doing pretty well. I don't see any problem with Bitcoin. Again, it's positive today. So I think overall Bitcoin is doing very well. Let us look at Ethereum. What is Ethereum doing? Ethereum is also doing very well. Ethereum is also on a bull channel. If I draw this channel out here, sorry, this is a bull channel. After consolidation, there was a bit of consolidation out here, range bound movement, and then it has gone into a bull channel. It's clearly out of this bear channel out here. It's clearly out of the bear channel, so it's doing well. I think the originals like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are doing well, but the additives are having some problem. Algo is also picking up, not bad. So now let us have a look at the futures. See, the futures are looking so strong, 2.8% high. So futures are looking really good for NASDAQ. And if I was to go into the indicators out here, which is our second point of call always, see, US oil has gone down exactly as I expected. US oil has gone down. So this is really good for us overall. Dogecoin, yeah, let us look at Dogecoin. 1 second. You're asking about Dogecoin. Dogecoin is still doing the sideways consolidation. Let me put a line out here because I have Dogecoins and I haven't looked into this for quite a while. Let's pull it down here. So this is the upper resistance level, and then this is the bottom. So we have been consolidating in this range right from 22nd of June onwards. So yeah, definitely, I think this is going to be the support. So I'll make it green, and that's going to be the resistance. Unless we break out of that, I don't see Dogecoin doing much. I suspect Algorand will be similar to that. Yeah, it's the same with Algo. What about Solana? It's the same, more or less the same. Polkadot is improving compared to all of these other guys. So Luna is gone. Remember Luna? Let me delete this. Luna is totally gone. There you go. So that was our crypto world. Ethereum for miners are greedy. No more sellers. Yeah, I guess so. No more sellers. People are in the wait and watch mode. There will be a lot of people who are dollar cost averaging, and also there will be people in Dogecoin who are buying closer to the bottom, selling closer to the top, and making profits while they're waiting. So that's also another play available in Dogecoin. So that's how I picked up SQZ. Let me show you. my latest achievements. I'm really happy about that. SQZ. So I picked it up at 3.04. It's starting to move upward. It came up with better than expected results. So it has done very well. So if you look at the 1-day price action, it's doing much better. It was a small stake, 700 shares. So I can sell it off and book the profits, but I think I'll keep it for the longer run because it's a much smaller stake. That's okay. So that's what we have there. And in indicators, I'm looking at QQQ. Look at this. Now we are at the moment of truth. We will find out whether we are in a bull rally in a bear market, or we are actually in a bull rally. One of those two things is going to be decided for us today or tomorrow. We are going to approach this diagonal line of resistance, which has foreshadowed us right from 20th of December 2021 in a bear channel, which I think technically began on 19th of November 2021. And if we break out from here, I would definitely say that we are in a bull market. Our next test after that is going to be the 200-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 327.08 for QQQ. Once we break through that, I think we are in for a good run. And you will also notice that we are approaching close to overbought status out here. So whenever you go to overbought, you have a tendency to either go sideways or down before recovering further. So everything is coming in together at the same time. And it is not unusual to be above the overbought status for a certain period of time. Maybe that might happen here, or maybe we just hit that and we start coming down again. So it all depends on how the market is going to react at the close and tomorrow. If we continue going up, it's going to be really good, and we'll be back into the bull market. And elsewhere in the press somewhere, I read that the June bottom, the June low was the bottom for the market, and after that the bull market began. That's what some of the analysts are saying, but I'll believe that as soon as we cross this diagonal red line of resistance that we have here. So that's what I have, and let me see what's happening in our chat window. Yeah, all depends on Friday's job numbers. Yeah, and also we got great results, right? We got great results from Moderna. We got great results from many companies, including Starbucks and all that. If you look at the amount of great results we had, Apple, Google, Amazon, everything, I think people have already factored all the problems. And also Pelosi is back from Taiwan. As soon as she returned, all the markets jumped up. So yeah, and also we should not forget that there is a history that on years where there are midterms, you have a bad August, September. So there are at least 2 bad months, and October starts improving a little bit towards the end. So those things also have to be kept in mind. If this election year is like any election year in the past, the next 3 months are going to be a bit volatile and difficult. That's what at least the history says. And in stocks, always the various mutual fund companies say past performance is not guarantee of future outcomes. So the same caveat applies, because whatever happened at that time previously may not happen this time. We may have some extraordinary circumstances, like some war or something. Like if China decided to get into Taiwan, then you can expect a sudden plop. All technicals be damned, everything will just fall down significantly. So that's what will happen. So we have to wait and see what happens out there. Let me have a quick look at what's happening here in my own home. I have my young fella out here. It's going to be there's going to be thunderstorms in a short while. Maybe he's already sensed it. So he's roaming around. So he's my assistant chart master. I'm going to show you my assistant chart master here. He's my friend Rafian, who is my chart master. So here you see him. He's getting a bit anxious because he's sensing thunderstorms, and therefore he's just getting under my chair, moving around, trying to attract my attention. And I had no option but to show him to you. Isn't he cute? This guy is a pretty guy. He's 10 years old. Stay, Rafi. Stay there. We are on a live stream right now. Yeah, this is Ruffian. It's a doggy cameo. Yeah, September historically bad month. Yeah, we need to have that. So with that said, let me go back into our analysis because there's just 5 minutes left. Let us do the indices so that by the time we finish it, the market would have closed and we could go to our genomics. So let us look at S&P 500. Okay, S&P 500, in my opinion, is still on a bull channel. I wouldn't mind if it bounced back down from here and then made a trip up because this is a resistance that it needs to break, which is at 415.60. In fact, it could be a box resistance. I could draw a thin envelope out there or a thin bar out there. So there is something that overlaps with the 200-day exponential moving average. So it's a very strong resistance out here for S&P 500. So we need to wait and see what happens out here. And I wouldn't mind if it came down because we have the diagonal line of support, which continues to prove that this is a bull market. And I don't think this steep raise in S&P 500 can be sustained because it's too steep. We also have support from the 100-day exponential moving average. MACD is bullish. We still have place to go up before we become overbought. So overall, I'm really happy with what S&P has done today. And I think it's on a bullish trajectory. I'm not worried here. Russell's average is also going up very steeply. It is still on a bull channel. It has moved so far away from the original bull channel that it may have to come back down again before it moves up higher. So if there is any drop in there, I won't worry. Also, you can see that it's already close to overbought status. So there's going to be a little bit of sideways movement, a little bit of giving up before it goes up again. So expect a bit of sideways movement or weakness in IWM going forward. Dow Jones Industrial Average has done very well today, up 1.39%, still consolidating in a range out here before it can break through the 200-day exponential moving average. We have plenty of room for the RSI to move up further. So I'm very happy with the way Dow Jones is doing. The only regret I have, it did not take the 20% dip when it had a chance. It just skimmed above it and came up. That's the only worry that I have behind my mind. But other than that, I think Dow Jones has done extremely well and continues to do well. I expect only good results from Dow Jones based on what I see here with the MACD and the momentum. Let's look at VIX. The VIX has dropped and it has come down below our support of 22.73. So I'm going to very happily mark this as a resistance. Now, right now we are at 21.85. We just need to get below 20, and then it will be a really good time for all of us to start doing a little bit of active day trading and swing trading. I've already started that with the SQZ. I bought SQZ. I sold FNGU at a profit, so I might go back into it again. So I'm doing a little bit of swing trading here and there. So I feel comfortable with the way the volatility is right now, and it's more likely to go down further in my opinion. Put call ratio is sitting firmly on the bull side of the equation. It's at 0.88 today, so everything is bullish. And if we look at XLY by XLP, it's totally risk on. So when we go to genomics, we should expect to see a whole lot of greens, because not only are we risk on, but we also have excellent good news on the biotech and genomics sector in terms of earnings. So it's all going to reflect that. Plus, we should remember most of the genomics investors are waiting for at least one of these companies to get a FDA approval for one of the therapies. And we should remember a whole bunch of CAR-T therapies are already approved by FDA. So there is proof of concept out there. It's just a matter of one of our watch list companies from genomics doing that using CRISPR technology, and then it'll all be upward movement from there onwards. That's my belief. And let's look at US dollar index. US dollar index has surged a little bit, but I am expecting that to come down as Bank of England raises the interest rate. There will be a little bit of relaxation for US dollar index. And also the demand destruction is going to reflect some way or the other in the US dollar index. We'll see what happens. But I suspect the money that has come out and gone into US dollar index is potentially coming from economies that are very weak, where their own fiat currency is facing a lot of problems. Like take the example of Turkey or Sri Lanka. I think in those places, people might be using the US dollar instead of the local currency. So that could also explain this situation out here. And yeah, with that said, I think I would like to go and have a look at the genomic sector because we are almost come to close. Let me look at some of the market leaders, index pushers, as I call them. The first one is Amazon. It has done extremely well. It has gone above the 200-day exponential moving average. Guys, if this is not proof of bull market, what could it be? Except for the diagonal line on QQQ. So I'm really heartened. I think we are all moving in the right direction. We have come to overbought status here, so expect a bit of cooling off for Amazon before it moves further up. And then if we look at Apple, Apple has also gained very handsomely, 3.82% today. So this is a very, very steep bull market, and it's not sustainable. So there has to be some amount of consolidation before we go up. But the markets seem to be in a bit of a hurry, and it's again come back onto the overbought status, and all of this is strangely coinciding with the diagonal red line of resistance that we see in the QQQ. So we have to keep that in mind. So tomorrow is going to be a very, very critical day for us. Microsoft also has done very well, easing my worries. It has crossed over the 400-day exponential moving average, bodes very well. Google also has done very well today. It's crossed the 100-day exponential moving average and came back down again. So hopefully it will cross it tomorrow. Plenty of runway before being overbought. Google is also looking good. So all the index pushers are looking good. And therefore, with that said, I'll look quickly at crypto. Coinbase is doing well. Some of the relief I have is that it's gone to the upper end and it pierced it. So hopefully tomorrow we convert this into a support for Coinbase. Bitcoin is doing very well. It's still in a bullish channel. With that said, just going to have a quick look at commodities. Commodities, wheat. Wheat has started gaining back again. It's still on a bull channel. This is going to push inflation. This is a bit of a worry for me. Copper is slightly up, but it's still on this bull channel. I'm okay with copper because it's in the same range where it was a year ago. US oil is down. I'm very happy about it. And with that said, I think I would like to go into genomics and look at what genomics has for us. The market has closed and we are looking at post-market action. Editas has done extremely well. As I mentioned at the beginning of this live stream session, Editas came in with better than expected results. And as a result, it has picked up significantly. Very happy to note that. And Editas has broken through our resistance out here, which was at 18.20, and it has now become a support for us. And our next challenge is going to be the 200-day exponential moving average sitting at 21.12. And our MACD is turned bullish, and momentum is pretty high. The RSI is not yet overbought, so we still have a bit of a runway, which we can expect to capitalize on for maybe tomorrow. And with that said, let us look at Verve. Editas is down 0.16% post-market. Verve is up 11.97% today, still staying above the diagonal line of support, which marks the bull channel. So we are still on a bullish channel, and we have converted one of our resistances, which is sitting at 25.95, into a support. And our MACD is bearish, and momentum is above average. So I'm thinking that tomorrow we're going to continue this momentum for Verve because the MACD is still above average and pointed upwards. Verve post-market is flat. Intelia post-market is flat, and it was up 11.93% today. And if you can see here, we have broken above the bullish pennant. So the prophecy has come true. We have broken above the bullish pennant. Technicals are true. And we are now trying to challenge the 200-day exponential moving average and got pushed below it. And we have this previous line of support for a bull channel. So we are back into the previous bull channel that we were in for a good part of time since 14th of June, which we briefly broke down. But this shows excellent strength for Intelia. We'll see what happens going forward. I think it's on a nice bull track. Halogen is up 8.8%. It has crossed the 200-day exponential moving average. Really happy with the development. Plenty of runway before it becomes overbought. MACD is also moving towards the signal line. Everything is looking good for Halogen going forward. We also have earnings coming on the 9th of August. Pacific Biosciences up 7.42%, and it came up with an earnings result which was it has yet to come out with earnings. Maybe right now when we are speaking, the earnings are being released. I'll check it out and get it back to you for tomorrow. Post-market, it is down minus 0.58. So if some earnings action is coming there, that could potentially indicate that something went wrong. I'll have the news for you tomorrow. Caribou Biosciences is up 6.87%. And today I got a video sent to me by John, who is one of our subscribers. He sent me a video from a local news station which has an interview from a patient who had CAR T therapy from Caribou Biosciences, and within 28 days he recovered from a severe relapse of leukemia. So I'm going to come up with a separate video for that. Watch out for that. But Caribou is doing pretty well in practical terms. So we should look forward to getting some results from Caribou Biosciences, which are pretty good when they report to us on 1st of September. So that's what I have to say about Caribou Biosciences. MACD is bullish, and we have plenty of space before we go overbought. So I think this diagonal line of support, the bullish channel, is still intact. I'm just going to expand this a little bit so that we have a bigger runway, and we have converted this resistance of 8.25 into support. I'm going to mark this into a green line of support. Next, look at Beam. It's up 6.54%. We are still within the diagonal line of support, which marks a bull channel. MACD is bearish but tending towards the signal line. Momentum is really strong. So I think we're going to pick up again for Beam. Beam has everything going for it. I've also put the Q2 earning details into it. So check it out when you get the time. I'm going to skip Regeneron. I'm going to go to ARCG. ARCG is also going to show us a bit of positives out here. It's gone on top of this line of resistance, which was earlier a bull channel. So I marked that into a bull channel again. So we are above the pennant. So hopefully we continue maintaining the positive, because the MACD is also crossing over to the signal line and becoming bullish. And our momentum still has got plenty of runway before it can be overbought. And it's above average. So I'm really happy with that. Now let's go on to IDNA, which indicates the overall genomic sector. And it's gone above the pennant. It's broken above the bullish pennant out here, and it's gone positive. So I'm happy about that. Momentum is also up. MACD is also going to turn towards the signal line and crossover. So it's looking good there. And then I would like to go to Bluebird. Bluebird is going to be reporting tomorrow. And the last 2 days, Bluebird has been green. And today also it has put up a addition of 4.2%. And that's around 17 cents. So I'm looking forward to good results from Bluebird, because they are supposed to get some feedback from FDA somewhere around 16th of August or 18th of August, if I'm not mistaken, about approval for Beticel. So that is bound to happen. They would at least have something to say about that in the earnings. So I'm betting that it's going to push the share price up. MACD is looking bearish, but tending towards the signal line in a bullish manner. Momentum is also picked up, but it needs to go above average to sustain. So I'll wait for that. SQZ, I've already spoken to you about. It's positive. CRISPR Therapeutics up 2.93%. I'm working on the Q2 earnings estimate for CRISPR. I'll have it out to you in a couple of days. That's what I'm working on right now. And it's broken above the bullish pennant. See, again, this is the bullish pennant we were talking about. This diagonal line from here, red line, and the diagonal green line. They formed that pennant, and it was on an ascending pattern. And therefore, true to form, it has broken up. And it pierced through our resistance, which is at 79.51, and came back again. It's a bullish hammer out there. We have a bearish MACD, but tending towards the signal line, and momentum is above average and now picking up. So I think CRISPR Therapeutics is going to continue moving. And post-market, it is flat, but tomorrow I'm expecting that it's going to cross 79.51 and convert that into a support. DNA, Ginkgo Bioworks is up 2%, and it's heading towards our resistance here at 3.33. The momentum is really good and encouraging. MACD is just about ready to get into the bullish phase, but based on the momentum, I think I'm feeling confident that it should at least hit this resistance before going down. It seems to be consolidating between this green line of support, which is at around 2.16, and then the horizontal line of resistance, which is around 3.33. And post-market, it has lost minus 1.31%, so it's looking a bit weak out here. Illumina is up 1.18%, maintaining the bullish line. I'm very happy with it. Plenty of runway to go ahead. It's going to continue going up. IMTX is up 1.14%, seems to be overbought. It broke through the pennant and went up. The bullish pennant has been broken. Again, fourth instance of a bullish pennant being broken and broken upwards. This is again a good news. It opened up very high and then came down. and post-market it is flat, so it's a gain of around 13 cents today, which translates to 1.14% gain. Happy with that, and I think that this diagonal line of support is going to continue to be a support going forward for IMTX. I'm going to skip Vertex, Pfizer, and Novartis. I'm going to Invitae. Invitae is down 2.45%, but post-market it's up 1.51%. It's going to come up with earnings report on 9th of August, so that could be pre-earning jitters. MACD is looking bearish, and momentum is also very weak. So nothing much going in for Invitae at this point of time. So with that said, I want to go and quickly have a look at the chat window and see so if you had put a wink in there and YouTube wanted me to say show or not, and I saw it just now, I said show it off. So that's why the delay in that comment coming there. Let's see Lucid, Booking, Holdings, Fortinet, Mercado Libre, Alma will report. Yeah, new Pokemon games, they got announced. Pokemon, no, I was into Pokemon for a short while. As soon as I retired, I thought it was helping me do a lot of walking and all that. But I have given up for a long time. My cell phone doesn't have enough space for my real estate application, my stock application, and everything. I have to upgrade my iPhone also. So that's put me down on Pokemon so far. No Pokemon for Ishkadish. Yeah. Okay. Lucid miss and it's dropping like a rock. Oh, let me go and have a quick look at Lucid. What's happening with Lucid? Let me go to my automobile. And while we are at that, let us look at Tesla, which is the hallmark here. And it's doing great. Tesla is doing great. It broke above this instead of going down, and it's defying gravity. Now let's look at Lucid. What were you telling, my friend? You were talking about post-market 11.04. I think whenever you see these kind of heavy drops like minus 11%, minus 12%, there is a very good chance that it's going to bounce back up 5%. It's going to be a dead cat bounce. There's going to be a lot of hunters out there trying to buy it at the cheap, and then it will go up again. That's what you will see. That's what we saw in the recent past with few of the companies that reported. So yeah, Lucid, if you recollect Rivian also had a similar kind of reaction, and then it came back up again. So if you look at the chart here now, you won't see a blip out there. So I think Lucid will also pull up something like that. At one point of time, I used to be following NIO and Tesla very, very closely on a daily basis. But those days are gone. I just look at Tesla these days when it comes to EVs. But guys, in the EV sector, I'm so surprised to see so many beautiful car models out there. Hyundai has come up with a whole lot. Kia has come up. Ford has come up with Mustang SUV version. And I think Chevy has got a very cheap EV model. And they're all coming up along with also luxury models like BMW and Mercedes and Audi. All of them are coming up with EV models. I think Tesla needs to do a refresh very quickly. They have to come up with new models which look snazzy. The same old look won't cut it for too long. It's going to become stale. That is my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about it, but that's what I think. Wartime ATM. Okay, when I upgrade my phone. I was thinking more in line with the latest iPhone with those 3 cameras because I can use it for content production because I want to do shorts. And right now I'm not able to do shorts with my camera. Bedtime story. Okay. 2016, I believe, might be 2014, removed at the end of 2019, right before the price prediction didn't come true. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, that's a very tricky message from you, Ishkadish. 2016, I believe, might be 2014, removed at the end of 2019, right before the price prediction didn't come true. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, I will need some time to digest that, Ishkadish. My brain is just going loop. iPhone 9 is good. Okay, I'll check that out. If it could save me some money, It could save me some money. Yeah, I went to the local phone shop. I was on Kudo earlier. I went to them, and something happened. Some discussions happened, and then I headed to Bell and moved my phone to Bell plan and saved a bundle. You know, I was paying $250 per month for everything, excluding my cell phone. Then I spoke to them. I negotiated it down. I got everything at $160, all those things put together, and adding my cell phone also into the plan. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think with Bell, you have to constantly call them every year. They give you discounts. If you don't call, they keep on increasing your rates. That's my opinion, my personal opinion. You can check that out. Yeah, I'll check in the local shops this weekend. I'll go and have a look at phones. It's high time I buy it. You know what? My phone is this old one. I think it's iPhone 5 or iPhone 6 or something like that. The old one out here. No, I wouldn't say too low IQ. It's a question of putting the perspective together. That's a context in which Ishkadesh is making that statement. We need the context in order to understand that. Okay, Sharia law. Okay. Yeah, I was not into that. I didn't know that much about it. So thanks for enlightening us. That's an interesting take out there. So let's go back to where we were. We looked at genomics already. We finished everything. And now just look at the currencies out here. You will see Japanese yen, US dollar, Japanese yen gone stronger, ruble gone weaker, euro gone weaker, GBP stronger, Australian dollar. Okay, I can't make sense out of that. And futures are still looking good for Nasdaq. So guys, I think this kind of brings me very close to the end of the session out here. So unless you have any questions, I think I'll check out. I will check that ready. Ishkadesh, just send me a link on my email if you get the time. I would be very curious to check that out. Because in my age group, I'm in a different mind space, and I would like to really understand what's happening in the millennial and the Gen X, Gen Z kind of time frame. So send me a link please, if you can. Not here because YouTube doesn't allow links to go through. Send it to me on the email when you get the chance. I know you're busy. When you get the chance, just do it. Boomers. Yeah. Yeah, boomers. I'm at the end of the boomers. So most probably all the boomers will have all the retirement infrastructure, everything built in. I'll be the last person who would probably be using it before it all goes away. So that's how it is. Thanks, guys. Bye. And you have a nice day. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye for now. Thanks for the company, though.